Welcome to another MBS Highway live monthly webinar. I'm one of your hosts, Megan Anderson, along with Dan and Barry Habib. And today's guest is an Atlanta-based real estate powerhouse, recognized as one of Newsweek's America's Best Agents and leader of the innovative all-female real estate team, the Diamond Squad. Known for her Southern sass and innovative unmatched social media presence, she's captivated millions through her short-form video, earning the title Queen of Real Estate Video. Join me in welcoming Glennda Baker.
Hey guys, I am excited to be here. Barry, I cannot believe this is our first time together, in this format.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, there's nobody that does a better intro than Megan, that's for sure. So,
And that's the truth.
yeah,
I feel like a
tell you what,
star.
Brian Buffer and Bruce Buffer, watch out. Yeah. So, hi everybody. I wanted to just give a quick little intro. Dan and myself and Glennda all spoke at an event together, and I'd always known of Glennda, and she's always so kind and so willing to share ideas. But getting a chance to see her in action, we're like, wow, we really got to expose this to the MBS Highway family. So thanks so much, Glennda. Thanks for making yourself available. I know that your schedule is in high demand, so we really appreciate you being here with everybody. And I know Dan was very happy to see you too.
Yes,
Well,
thank you for those thoughts.
I am excited. We had fun in Boston, and I am ready to take the MBS Highway by storm.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So did you want to just kind of kick off with some maybe a little bit of some of the ideas that you think people can be doing today in this market as loan originators to be successful?
Well, you've got to get yourself out there. You've got to provide value, value, value. Never before has your intrinsic value, the value that you bring to the table, been more important than it is today. And I think it is critical for that one-on-one, in-person, on the phone, live contact. I get so many messages, text messages, automated text, spam text. And I think that the way to kind of differentiate yourself is more of that old school, pick up the phone, get into relationship with people. And that really is what I think is going to be the driver for success moving forward.
I couldn't agree with you more, but I do have a question with that. You're kind of known for your presence on social media, which isn't that one-on-one kind of interaction. So how do you play both of those? What's your strategy when it comes to that?
So Megan, great question. Conversion happens in conversation, and conversation happens in the comments of social media. So social media videos give me the opportunity to reach thousands of people. What most people don't realize is that there are 350,000 views a day on average across my video catalog, and hundreds of DMs and comments along with that. And really being engaged with the audience is what drives the relationships. So even if you're doing one-to-many, you've still got to get down to that one-on-one communication to do the conversion.
All right. So give us some good examples, Glennda. Break out some of your greatest hits here for us.
Well, I mean, most people found me initially from Once Upon a Time I Sold a Big Ass House, which is a cautionary tale about how I made a truckload of money on selling a house, a $5.5 million house, the largest sale in Georgia ever in 1995 to that date. And I made $137,500, and I pissed that money away. And it was a cautionary tale, not only to real estate agents, but to consumers, that I went out and bought a new Mercedes, I went out and bought a new wardrobe, and I could have bought a townhouse on Lenox Road. And that townhouse that was $100,000 in 1995 is worth $1 million today. And the car has zero value and the clothes don't fit. And so it was really just, I think that you've got to be authentic. I think that the reason that people kind of are attracted to me is because number one, I'm still doing business. Like I have 2 listing appointments this afternoon. I'm in the weeds with real estate agents. And I'm real, I'm relatable, I'm reliable, and I'm relevant. And I'm just myself. And so I think that that's what kind of attracts people to me, and it's what keeps them hanging on.
I want to talk about authentic because I feel like in the social media world, it's thrown around a lot and people are just told, be authentic, be authentic, be authentic. But at the end of the day, what does that really mean? Like, what did that mean for you? And how should everybody take that?
You can't be authentic without first being vulnerable and second being willing to share a part of yourself. And what I mean by that is stories that your audience can relate to. You can talk, if you're a loan officer, you can talk about rates, you can talk about how many deals you did, how many zillions of dollars. But until your audience sees that you've worked with a first time home buyer successfully, you've worked with a move up buyer successfully, what you've done to save the deal, where you've been the hero, uh, you're not ever going to be able to connect until you become vulnerable, and then you share a story that makes them feel relevant and relatable to you.
Hey, Glenda, yeah, obviously you're crushing it on social, and I think many would agree that there's a big opportunity there. But do you have like a structure that you'd be willing to share? Like, what's the recipe for success there, right? So,
Yeah.
how often are you posting? Are you covering different topics? Like, what is a little bit more in the weeds as far as how you've been so successful there?
Yeah, so we batch shoot our content. And so I shoot 30 to 40 videos. Yes, today's Wednesday. Yesterday, I shot 50 videos in one sitting. And those videos are more of evergreen content, and they'll
Mhm.
be posted daily. And they're about homeowners insurance and roofs and condition of roofs and how the closing attorney nearly killed the deal. They're stories about my day-to-day life, and they're evergreen content. So they don't really have like an expiration date. Okay. And those are filmed once a month in a 4-hour sitting, and they're posted daily. I post content. It's all in a Google Drive, and I just go down, boom, 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 and post it. My stories are behind the scenes, like what is happening day to day. Like I fell in a hole showing a house. I had to get a rat out of an attic to get the deal closed. Like the good, the bad, and the ugly of real estate. And that just literally happens like in real time. So stories are real estate, real life in real time. And then the reels are more evergreen content, sugar and spice, real estate advice. And then the posts are a moment suspended in time. So when you closed that deal with that first time home buyer, when you were like last night, and this is a post that I haven't done yet that I'm going to, a client that I sold a house to sent me pictures of the entire family on the back deck overlooking the yard. And and he sends me a text message and he goes, we have this because of you. Like you provided this backdrop. Like, hello, that is a moment suspended in time. You can't manufacture that type of real content. And so that's why it needs to stay there. It's a moment suspended in time. So that's kind of like, the format. But think about everything as why did they pick you? What did you do? How did you help? It's a Taylor Swift song. I mean, think about every single bit of content that you post is a Taylor Swift song. What was the problem? What was the angst? What was the trauma, the drama, and the story? Okay. And then, like, how did you rise from the ashes? From this guy broke your heart, you're on the side of the road, and how did you rise from the ashes, and how are you victorious? Every single bit of your content needs to have the trauma, the drama in it. It needs to have the solution, and it needs to have how you're going to be victorious moving forward.
And to reach our target audience, what platforms are you seeing the most success on, and which ones are you specifically posting to?
So I kind of rose to fame on TikTok. TikTok has really changed their business model quite a bit, where they are in product sales mode. So sugar and spice real estate advice isn't as popular on TikTok as it was at one time. We have really been focused on Instagram. A lot of our buyers, a lot of the people that reach out to us come directly from Instagram. I have a multi-million-dollar listing appointment from Instagram today. I had a $600,000 seller come from Instagram yesterday. So we are, if you think that the consumer is not researching you on your socials, you are missing an opportunity to be found, because
I think I know the answer to this question, but would you say it was like that magic video that you did, or is it the consistency of posting at regular intervals?
Yeah, you've got to be consistent in anything you do. You know, the one shot wonder. We've all heard of Milli Vanilli, for God's sake. I mean, the one hit wonder wouldn't have generated the business for me, even though that video has over 1 billion views across many different accounts. Um, that wouldn't have gotten me the success that I've gotten. It's the constant daily posting
So
that
what is
triggers
the
people.
what is the let's go with cadence then.
Yeah,
So I want us to kind of dig deeper on the content that you are finding is most valuable. And I understand that there's variety of content.
yeah,
You
of
already
course.
explained that. But what cadence do you feel is correct to post?
Well, we try and post every single day, but don't get mad at yourself if you eat a donut one time and you don't post. But you should post consistently. I started posting on Tuesday and Thursday, twice a week, and I had 300,000 followers within 6, 8 months, just posting twice a week. So there's a combination. So it's consistency, and whatever that consistency is, it is pick a platform, whatever that platform is,
Okay, and I
and
just want to
stick
ask,
to
and
it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to go step by step here because you give so much great information. I just don't want to skip over anything. So I want to be clear. The platform, if people are listening and they say I want to favor a specific platform that they're going to pick, is the suggestion that you're making for today to be Instagram.
The suggestion that I'm making today, that I make every day, is platform of choice. Where is your audience? My best audience for conversion is on Instagram. But if your best audience, if your engagement is better on Facebook or LinkedIn, then that's your platform of choice. You want to
What if
go
people
where
what if
people
people
are.
don't what if people are less sure as to where they're going to get the most
Where is
tangible
it?
engagement? In other words, I mean, I might get people that talk to me on one platform, but I don't know if they're necessarily clients on one platform. I mean, is there a conversion to transaction platform that you would suggest?
Where is it easiest for you to be consistent? Period. It literally is where's the easiest place that you can post? I would be great on LinkedIn. I am amazing at advice. Like, LinkedIn is screaming, we want more Glenda Baker. I can't figure out how to post video on LinkedIn. Like, I just can't do it. It is beyond me. I can't get the content to post properly on LinkedIn. And so I'm not going to, I get frustrated. I'm not going to post there. Instagram, easy peasy. I can do it in 10 seconds. No problem. LinkedIn is a mystery to me. So if any of your viewers can help me on LinkedIn, hit me up, because I really want to do LinkedIn. But it's platform of choice. Which one can you operate the best, and where are your people?
Now, I know we're talking about platform of choice, but what are your thoughts on, okay, I've decided I'm going to focus on Instagram for the most part, but is it bad of me or wrong to now take that video and post it on all the other platforms?
So I used to think that it was, Megan. I used to think, oh, I got to post a different one here and a different one there. And that nearly killed me. And now I go Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, same video every day.
So I think that I mean, you have built an incredible following. So people listening here, they're saying, okay, there's really, I think this is the case, but maybe I'm wrong. There's kind of two types um, of goals that you might want to have. Clearly, we want conversion, but we're going to get greater conversion opportunities if we have a larger audience. Is there a type of video that you're posting to create a greater following and audience? And then is there a type of video that you're constructing with the idea that I want these to be more towards converting my audience into a transaction?
Okay, so I'm not thinking about it like that.
Okay.
I post the video. So I have a Google form on my home screen of my phone. So on my phone is video ideas. It's a Google form. I I have the idea at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. I put the idea in there. I sit down with my videographer. I open my sheet. I shoot the video. Okay. Then, like, I have 3 houses that had to have a roof. The lender required that they have a roof on them because we can't get insurance because the roof is shit, right? So I post the roof video. The roof video has like 500,000 views on it. Like, who would have thought a damn roof video to have 500,000 views? It, it,
Are you
then,
saying that part of your idea is when you have a recurring issue that
yes,
obviously there are probably lots of people that are facing the same thing, so let's shoot a video based upon that. Okay.
political signs, Christmas decorations, holiday decorations. How
Do you
does
find that
your,
political is a little dangerous given the heated division?
no, because I'm not talking about my favoritism of one candidate over another. But if you think that if you drive into a neighborhood and it has one significant uh, uh, person in all of the yards, if the buyer coming in is not of that political affiliation, then they're like, these are not my people. And
Got
so
it.
if you think that your neighbors don't impact your ability to sell your home, you're wrong. And I don't need to say who I like and who I don't like to get that point across. I don't get political because when you get political, you piss 50% of the people off, and
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
sales.
You're right. It's just so I would still imagine that, you know, some people have wild imaginations. Then you're trying not to be political, but their imaginations tend to
Oh,
run wild.
always.
Yeah. So I know
Hey,
we've kind of experienced that as well. Um,
I was going to ask a
Dan, go ahead. I
question.
think you wanted to
Yeah.
ask a question.
So Glenda, it sounds like you record a batch of videos that are probably more educational and evergreen in nature that you try to post maybe on a daily basis, and then the stories are kind of as things are happening in real time, really kind of showing the vulnerability, who you really are, letting people really kind of see into like your day-to-day life and issues as they're arising, which I think it's a good combination there and blend. You know, when you're doing these videos, I mean, I know on Instagram, for instance, like if you're doing reels and such, there's a certain amount of time, like at least less than like a minute and a half or maybe less than a minute, that is probably most effective, right? So what is like on at least those educational videos, you know, if you record 40 of them at a time, how long are those?
They're, 45 seconds to a minute and a half,
Got it.
most of them. But Angela asked a question, as lenders, what can we post other than rates? So Angela, you need to post about Bobby and Susie, that, Bobby went out and bought a car between contract and closing, and that impacted his DTI and disqualified him for a loan. You need to talk about that they pulled the credit and she changed her name in the middle of pulling the credit. They could have done an amendment to it. They didn't do an amendment to it. She wanted new credit pulled. The husband's score went down below 780. And then all of a sudden, and you never use anybody's name. You talk about these things in vague but relevant content. I mean, I'm telling you, if I was a lender, this is what I would talk about. What are you seeing in contracts that are getting accepted? What are you seeing in contracts that cause a problem? What do the best real estate agents do? You want to attract real estate agents to send you business. This is what my top 3 real estate agents do in every single contract. The top 3 agents that I work with, this is what they do in their business. If you are a lender, showcasing the people that you work with is really your path to success on video, I think. And I think I'm a real estate agent. I've been selling real estate since Jesus was a baby, for God's sakes. There are so many things about the mortgage process and all different kinds of loans that I don't even know about because that's not my area of expertise. You are like the lender is such a pivotal part of the real estate transaction and of the success of the consumer. You have thousands of things to talk about.
Yeah, obviously market conditions. You could pull that straight from
Oh,
the daily
abs-
update, because those are all relevant. And the beautiful thing about it is it changes every day pretty much. So it always gives you something to speak about.
and
But I
think
love what
about
you're
the condo blacklist.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I love what you're saying. Everything you're saying, this is absolute gold, Glenda. Uh, I I want to know, when you're about to record a video, are you just kind of like telling the story, or do you have a specific structure that you like? Like, for example, a lot of times in constructing a video, are you looking at, well, let's start with a hook, then let's start with here's what everybody else is doing wrong, and then here's what I can do to show you how to do it right. Are you following that kind of a format? Or are you more just going out to tell the story? What works best for
no.
you?
Well, I'm chatty Barry. So it's difficult for me to kind of like get my format in my head. So a lot of times what I will do is I will tell my story and then my videographer will look at me and he'll say, okay, this is the hook. Like this is the hook we're going to use for this. And so, like what did the closing attorney do that killed the deal?
There
How
you
did
go.
the closing attorney kill the deal? How did the lender piss the buyer off so bad that they terminated the contract?
There you go.
Why did the interest, like yesterday I did one, interest rates are skyrocketing. No, they're not. You've got to like shock them,
So
you know.
that's an example of a hook. Megan, you probably could come up with some examples of a hook for people. But then you see what Glenda did there is, so Glenda gave the hook to at least buy her 5 more seconds of viewing. And
Yeah.
then once she's bought the 5 seconds of viewing and has gotten their attention, then it's the story or the wrong way to do it or the problem. And then here's the fix for the problem. So, and hopefully you can make the problem relatable to as many people as possible so it gets eyeballs. So, am I right, Glenda? Is that what you're trying to do? That's just
Yeah. I mean, my ex-husband stole the 2.9% interest rate. Are you going to stop? Like literally, you're not going past that video because everybody, wait, somebody did that to Glenda? Like, yeah, that that guy got my 2.9% interest rate when we got divorced on our marital residence because he refinanced in January of 2021, for God's sake.
That's funny.
and then
I
what do you didn't then you go on to give the
Then I go on
fix.
to give the story that had a monetary value that was pivotal to the marital estate. I should have gotten a monetary allowance because he got the interest rate. But you don't think about that, right?
Oh, so that's a really good point. So, but that's the key that I want everybody to listen to. So, not only did Glenda give you a reason to want to keep watching, and then tell the story of what the problem was. So this is, hey, don't let this happen to you. But then she gives you the payoff, which is the fix for it at the end,
Yeah.
and that's tying a bow around the whole process.
Now, I have a question. When it comes to ending these videos, do you have a call to action and what does that look like? And also, on top of that, when we were getting on here, you were saying, listen, after this, I'm going to a listing that I got through social media. Well, a lot of people that I talk to when they're starting with social media, they're not really able to measure where a deal came from and, how proactive is it to actually post on social media. So how do you go about actually measuring that?
So Megan, sit down and grasp tightly. I do not have a call to action in my videos. I don't. And a coach, a huge real estate coach said, Glenda, that's a huge mistake. They don't know what to do with you. Trust me, after a lot of agent to agent referrals, buyer, seller, investor business straight from social media, they wouldn't want to work with anybody else, even if they're in Alaska. So I haven't done a call to action. I should have been better at that. Recently, I posted a video that says, I sell real estate. I can help you sell your house. It doesn't matter how much it is. And so that is, do I think I could improve there? Probably. I think that you need to put a call to action? Not in every video. It makes you look too salesy. It just makes you look too salesy.
How about Glenda?
Um,
How about something like, um, rather than a call to action for sale, but if there is something specific that you cite, DM me for a copy of this or something
yeah.
like that, and that could really get some activity going. If you have a little something, or if you show a picture or a slide or something like that, or a chart, DM me for this chart.
So Barry, so nail on head. So my Instagram actually got kidnapped and it was gone. It was gone. It was
Happened
gone.
to me too, Glenda.
And they wanted money to get it back and all this craziness, right? We ended up getting it back. But what I realized from that was that I didn't have a way to get in touch with my followers. And I started doing all of this research on the most successful um, Instagram accounts. Um, Kardashian Jenner, 1.5 billion followers cumulatively. Taylor Swift, over a billion followers on all of her stuff. And what they both had in common was that they both have over 71% of the followers' email addresses, either from a comment or DM me, or if you want first access to this, you need to sign up for my newsletter. You need to sign up for my VIP list. And so getting the audience's contact information allows you to own your audience. So if TikTok goes away tomorrow, if Instagram goes away tomorrow, if it gets hijacked, you have a way to get in touch with your people. So I
Brilliant.
think that that's critical.
That's brilliant.
I think that's really critical. Another one that I've been seeing that I've actually been implementing a little bit as well and getting some great value out of is this thing called ManyChat. It allows people to comment something below and then it automatically will send them so that you don't have to, but you're capturing their information. Then it will automatically send them that value add, whether it's like, the buy versus rent piece on MBS Highway or whatever it may be, it will automatically send it to them so that you're not sitting there, oh my gosh, now I have to block out 2 hours to respond to all of these people.
Megan,
Right.
that's such an important one. Can you help everybody understand how they can get that?
Yeah.
I guess you're typing in the chat.
Yes, I'm just going to go get the link and I will put it in there for everybody.
Great, great. So Glenda, this is so valuable, and I think just by noticing all the hearts and the thumbs ups that you're getting, that you're definitely resonating with so many people as far as your the ideas that you're giving. Um, let's just focus on helping people here that are wanting to get into this way of doing business and wanting to grow their Instagram or audience, or wanting to get more conversions. Are there just a few steps that you'd have them take initially? What are some of the first stepping stones that you would do? Okay, I know we say, okay, well, I shot a video. Well, what goes into that?
Barry, it really starts before that. Like, what is it that you consume? What is it that you're attracted to? So for me, I followed this guy, Matthew Hussey. He was a dating coach and he spoke off camera like he was in an interview in a podcast. And I loved that format. And so that was how we came up with me talking off stage. or talking off camera. And then, what was it that my people wanted to know? Like I didn't know what to put on video. So I asked the people from on my Facebook account. I had, friends on Facebook. I had at that time maybe 2,000 followers on Instagram. And I said, hey, I'm going to make some real estate videos. What do you want to know about real estate? And and it was just really that simple. But what I want people to understand is don't be one dimensional. Don't be afraid to show if you like pickleball, if what is it that you like to do? What are your interests? How else can people connect with you? Because if you're just about, mortgages, you're just about real estate, then you're not giving people an opportunity to connect with you on a personal level. So first off, I think that you need to, number one, understand what resonates with your audience and figure out what it is that they're looking for from you. And then I think that you create that content and then you monitor what works. And when I say what works from a content, what do they like? What are they engaged with? What do they share? Okay. You need to be able to understand that and get into the comments, go back and forth with them. And don't be afraid to say something a little controversial. After my account was kidnapped, I was shadow banned, so I didn't get much activity. And then I posted a video that was very controversial in the real estate space. So controversial that 471 real estate agents felt the need to absolutely slam me in the comments. And I was in the fetal position for 3 days. And what I didn't realize at the time was that it raised my engagement 632%. And I just started posting Glenda's greatest hits, reposting Glenda's greatest hits on top of that. And within 30 days, my engagement was up 6,000%. So don't be afraid to get controversial on something that is really kind of, I won't say that's something that not something that's hurtful, but maybe something that other people like have a split view on, but not politics.
Couple questions that we didn't answer from before. When you're doing this batch content, and I think that this is important, do you change your outfit and the background?
I
And
do.
how many? Like if you're filming 40 in one sitting, right?
Yeah.
So out of that, how many outfits do you have?
Five. So I changed five times, same background, same setting, and but all stars.
Yes, I know I asked you in the green room, but I think it's a great story. Can you tell everyone why the stars and how it's helped with your branding?
Yeah, so my mom actually told me, Pumpkin, you're a star, dress like one. And she would always like put me in these little star clothes when as a child. And I've always had kind of like a lot of star clothes. And I actually posted once upon a time, I sold a big ass house and I had on this green star jacket, had black stars on it. And in these 70,000 comments were like, oh, I love your jacket. I love your jacket. I love your jacket. I love the stars. And then I had this dress that had 5 stars across it. And it kind of fed into this 5-star review. And so I said, I think the stars have got some legs on them. And so now every time I'm on camera, almost I have stars on.
I love
That's
it. We
awesome.
did get a comment in the beginning too that they loved your blouse that you're wearing today. So yes, we love the star.
It's a dress. It's a dress. And
Oh,
a Glenda Roddy sent it to me.
oh, I love it. I love
Yeah. Yeah. My audience sends me all kinds of star stuff. It's so cool.
That's very sweet. Now you change your outfit 5 times. Are you
Yeah.
changing the background or are you just in a green
No,
screen?
no. I'm at my house. I'm in my keeping room.
Okay.
It's like the house is my background, and that is on purpose. The reason it's on purpose is because when someone walks into your home, like you don't go into somebody's house where they're a stranger. Like when somebody crosses the threshold of your home, like that's a friend. That's family. And so my videos are shot in my home, is very purposeful because I want you to be at home with Glenda. And when I'm talking off screen, the audience is like they're getting to listen in on what I'm telling my best friend, my best client, my therapist. It's like they're a fly on the wall. And so that's why it's that, like TikTok says, we can't figure out why people love you. You don't dance, you don't sing, you don't DIY, you don't do anything except talk. And you have the stickiest real estate platform. People don't want to look away. That's because like they think they're getting to listen in on this conversation with my best friend.
So just explain that just a little bit. I want to make sure I understand it. So are you just telling your camera person
Yeah.
to just take it at a different angle instead of where you're talking and looking into the camera, you're looking off to the side, and then the angles coming this way, so it looks as if you're having a conversation with it instead of talking to them, that they're able to listen in on. Is that the strategy?
We shoot with 2 cameras,
Cameras.
but I like literally like the camera guy is right there. Like I talk to him. He's not behind the camera, he's beside the camera. And I talk to him all day long about real estate.
Understood.
And
Um,
and these are my buckets. What would you tell your best friend? What would you tell your best client? What would you tell your therapist?
tell me what would you tell you? No, only kidding. Tell me what costs can people expect if you're going to be shooting with 2 cameras? What costs can they expect? And then I'd like to ask you, now you're kind of a natural, and you have such a nice, easy way about you. But what if somebody is not currently as comfortable in front of a camera? How much preparation goes into it? What would you suggest for preparation? But first, talk about the cost and then maybe the preparation.
Okay. If you're going to hire somebody, number one, you're going to get charged a day or half day fee. Okay. And then you're going to get charged a per video fee. Okay.
To
For
edit
short
it.
form content. Okay. But you don't have to have someone professional. In fact, Megan, I'll send you the 2 lights that I use and the tripod that you can use to set up your phone to do all of this. Okay. Is it going to look perfect like a videographer? You hope not, because you're paying for a videographer. But with your iPhone 15, my friend Jenny Smith shoots every single thing. Every video she shoots is from her iPhone. Her cost is pennies on the dollar what mine is. So you don't have to do what I do. The reason I have a videographer come in is because my genius is real estate. I make a shit ton of money selling real estate. Editing a video, knowing where the transitions and the jump cuts should be, and finding all that shit, that's not my thing. I don't want to do that. I'd rather pay somebody to do it. It's just that simple. You don't have to, though. But what I want you to do is whatever method you pick, when you're having a great hair day, when you're all excited about life, when you just close that deal, that's when you shoot 5 videos, 10 videos. And then you bank them, you've got them in your drive and you can post them whenever. So the lights that I have are $40,
What kind of lights are
$20
they? Just to give
from
people.
Amazon. Didn't I take a picture with you and clip on my little light and we took a picture and we
Yes,
had
you
great
did.
lighting?
Yes, you did.
It's $19.99 on Amazon. The panel light, $40 on Amazon. Like that, none of this stuff is expensive, for God's sakes. It's 2025, not 1985, where this stuff is $6,000.
Good. Good. And then talk about preparation.
Preparation is that Google form. I'm telling you right now, the best damn idea I ever got was that Google form. I had this intern, hired an intern, and he was smart as a whip, Quentin. And Quentin goes, hey, he's like, rather than putting all your ideas in your notes or on a sticky, why don't I make you a Google form and put it on your phone? I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Here, you deal with it. And so sure enough, he put it on my phone and now it's on my Google, it's on my form. As soon as I have an idea, goes right into that form and comes up on my sheet.
So in other words, all it is just a shareable form like on Google.
Yeah,
That's all it is. Yeah,
exactly.
just a shareable worksheet that you can share with your camera person if you wanted to do so, but
I
you could
share it with
also,
my videographer because I
there you
have
go.
notes for him.
Yeah, but also if you wanted to see it on your computer, on your laptop, on your iPad, on your phone, whatever, because it's just a shareable. You make a change on one, it changes on all.
Correct.
Understood. Understood.
I'm making a note to send that stuff to Megan.
Okay,
Perfect. I
good.
love it. And while you do that, we have a question here from Angie. She says, is there a certain time of day that you post or is it different?
I like to post in the morning. If I don't post, like today, I'm busy as hell. I've got 2 listing appointments I've been getting ready for. I've got 3 more interviews today. I didn't post this morning. I'm so mad at myself. But if I had posted this morning rather than going to Krispy Kreme, I would have had a video up and not 2 donuts added to my ass.
I just love it. I just love it.
That Southern sass, it really does something for you, Glenda.
Now, do you incorporate any AI, Glenda?
No, no, because authentic intelligence is the real AI. So any AI, let me take that back. The only place that we have AI is if I need an idea for a hook. If I can't come up, if me or my videographer can't come up with the hook after I tell the story, I tell the story to Chat GPT and say, give me 10 hooks for this story and pick one.
Do you use
Well,
music?
No, I don't use trending music, if that's the question. I have Glenda specific licensed music. So if it's like a tragic story, there's music. If it's a funny story, there's the same music. If it is a sweet story, there's the same music. But everything I own the license to, so it can't get pulled from TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or anywhere.
that's really smart. That's really smart. I've had videos with trending music where it was no longer available.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing that I'm going to tell you, and this is probably worth my weight in gold, make sure that if you do decide to work with a third party, that you own the videos, that you own the drive that the videos are stored on, and that you have unlimited and unrestricted rights to use the video for your lifetime. I'm
Hope
just
everybody paid
telling you
close
this right
attention to
now.
that. I hope everybody
Yes.
paid close attention to that.
Yeah, because a lot of I shouldn't say a lot, some videographers that you work with will want to own the content, and there's never a problem till there's a problem. Oh, I'm speaking to the videographer in my videos, and I'm speaking to what would I tell my best friend? What would I tell my best client? And what would I tell my therapist?
Love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm taking a
All right.
look to see if we have any other questions come in here. And if you guys do have questions,
I
feel
have
free to
a
chat box.
I have a question that's somewhat unrelated to social, but I think you'd be in a good position to answer, being a successful realtor. So obviously, our customers want to gain referral relationships with realtors. You mentioned at the beginning of the call, it's all about the intrinsic value that you can deliver and add. So I'm sure you have many successful relationships with mortgage professionals. What is the most value that they are adding for you that is helpful in your business?
I'm at the top of the list. I send Brian a message and I say, Bobby and Susie are going to call you on Sunday at 7 p.m. Brian's going to answer the damn phone, period. Bottom line. He's always going to tell me the truth. He's never going to overpromise and underdeliver. He's going to do what he says he's going to do when he says he's going to do it. I've never asked him not for one single dollar. I don't go to my loan officers and want money back. I don't want him to pay for anything. I want Brian to make all the money in the world. I want to be at the top of the priority list, and I want him to take great care of my people. That's all I ask for.
Well, don't we wish all of the realtor relationships were just like Glenda? Some people are asking questions, Glenda. One on the licensing of the music was one that I saw came up. And the other is and guys, I'll answer the one on the Google form. It's just a Google worksheet. Just look it up. Just Google it. You'll see it's very, very easy, very simple.
Yeah, it's just a Google form in your Google Drive.
Yeah,
If
but tell us
I
about the
can do it.
licensing of the music.
So I think it's called Pure Beats. I'm almost positive it's called Pure Beats. And so the videographer went in so like I have a suite of music. I think it's maybe 5 or 10, you know, and it doesn't have words to it, melodies, 5 or 10 melodies. And so that kind of lets my audience know what to expect. So, but it's Pure Beats and you buy it for $49 or something.
I put the
Uh,
link in the chat box, I think.
a very worthwhile investment. Megan, you're as usual all over it. Yeah. All right. So listen, as we wrap this up, are there any questions, Dan or Megan, that you'd like to add? Or Megan, I know you've been monitoring the chat. Is there something that you think we could answer? And if not, then Glenda, we will turn it over to you for some closing thoughts as to your closing wisdom. Which, by the way, Glenda, this is can't believe it. I'm looking at the clock here. Like this has
It-
flown because you've given so much gold and good stuff. I'm so appreciative. I think, Megan, Dan, myself, and all of us, we've had like around 500 people on the call. I think people are loving the wisdom that you're providing.
Thank
People
you so much.
definitely are. We
So,
have a few questions. Sorry, Glenda.
Megan, can I answer this question about the editing tools?
Yeah, exactly what I was going to ask you. Yep.
Two great minds, one track. So, like this video, I'm sure that you guys are going to post this on YouTube or something. Is that correct?
Yep.
So you take the link, you put it into Opus Clips, and it will come up with 10 short form videos. So if you make long form content, you can, and a lot of times it's easier. There's this agent in Louisiana. I can't remember her name for God's sake, but I think she's in Louisiana or Mississippi or somewhere like that. And she literally puts her laptop, talks to her laptop, puts it on YouTube, and then cuts it up. That's all she does. She just records from her laptop. So Opus Clips, Opus Cuts or Opus Clips? Which is it, Megan?
I put
Opus.
the link in there. It's Opus Clip.
Thank you. And then Magic City. No, that's the strip club. God.
That's one that you tell the therapist.
If anybody follows basketball, Lemon Pepper Lou, that's his favorite place that played for the Hawks. But anyway, I digress. Magic, Megan, I'll have to send it to you. Magic, I want to say it's Magic Clips. But anyway, that will break it down into a podcast, a newsletter, a blog, that same video link. It'll break it down into newsletter, blog, podcast, and short form video. And then the other thing that I love is CapCut. If you have still pictures, I think that CapCut does the best with still pictures. So that's the editing, my 3 favorite things that I use.
And I put all those in the chat box. And you guys, please follow her. It's Glennda Baker with 2 N's on all platforms. So you can go ahead and follow her. And as we kind of recap this, okay, so there's a lot of people listening right now. They've been wanting to be more proactive with social media. They haven't done it yet. They're ready to go after listening to this. They're revved up. Let's just review the steps. So first and foremost, they need to just start jotting down a list of ideas. They need to do some research first, maybe on the type of content that they enjoy filming, that they wouldn't get tired of implementing and doing, and then jot down the ideas, block out an hour or so in their calendar, and change some outfits and get those filmed.
Yeah, and don't make it so difficult. Don't make it so difficult that you won't do it. If I could give you one piece of advice, like I started with posts from the Porsche. If you think that you have to edit everything, follow the attorney Jefferson. Jefferson literally shoots every video from his car. And he's got 3 million followers or something ridiculous. It doesn't have to be done by a videographer or a third party. Get in your car and, what is it? Loans from the Lamborghini or something, mortgages from the Mercedes, it could be just about anything. Mine was posts from the Porsche. So, talks from the Tesla, tips from the Tesla, talks from the Tahoe, that kind of stuff, rates from the Rover.
Absolutely. We do have one question in here. Do you do videos with your lender partners, or do you prefer to just do your own thing?
I've done videos with Brian. I did table talk. I had a little series called the Glennda Show, Table Talk, and had Brian come over and I asked him those questions. If I were a lender and I wanted to create relationships with real estate agents, I would, in my brick and mortar office, I would have a podcast studio set up, easy peasy lemon squeezy, shoot it from your Mac studio or your phone, and come in and let your agents interview you, or you interview the agent and feature them. And that's the thing, is like, and offer it to everybody. Like, offer it to all of your people that do great business with you. And where can you bring the value? That's the most important thing.
Yes, where can you bring the value? I absolutely love that, Glenda. Any last words for our audience?
If Brian doesn't answer the phone at 7 p.m., I love it. Brian is actually the person who introduced me to Barry. Brian took Barry and I to a fabulous restaurant here in Atlanta, and Barry loves bacon, spicy bacon. And we had so much fun. I mean, that was my first introduction to him. That's the thing, is like, Brian didn't have to bring me. And he goes, I'd love to have you at dinner with Barry Habib, the greatest person in the mortgage industry. And I was like, get out. And I sat right next to him with my good ear and heard everything, hung on every word that he said. And that was, I mean, it's the relationships that you build in business that you never know where is the next opportunity.
Too kind. Thank you. Thank you. Glenda, this has been an absolute home run. I mean, would you guys all agree that this has been great? Talking to all you out there, just show Glenda a little bit of love out there. Let's see some hearts come up here for this beautiful, beautiful woman who was just wanted to be very kind. Oh, thank you, Kurt. Thank you. I'm trying. Um, we really appreciate you, Glenda. And Megan, amazing job. Dan, I know you're in the midst of so many things. Hey, everybody, we got the Fed coming up in a little bit. We're going to be all ears on that, so we'll be keeping you posted. But we really love you guys, and we appreciate you, Glenda. You are just. We need to have more of you. So this will be the first of several, I'm sure. Let us know if there's anything we could ever do for you, Glenda.
Barry,
Megan,
thank you so much. I appreciate your time and your talent, and thank you for hosting me today.
Glenda, look at all the love you're getting. Look at all the love you're getting.
So blessed and so fortunate.
Isn't it great? Well, it's earned. It's earned. It's clearly it's earned. Thank you, Glenda. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Glenda. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.